Hey there, all my little G's. This is Mr. G, and it's time for another tutorial. This time, we're going to practice a lot of skills while making a sugar skull. And we're going to start off in Photoshop. Now, in Photoshop, what I want you to do is go to File, New, and here is your new document dialog box. I want you to name it Sugar Skull Practice because we are just practicing making all of these new shapes. I want you to choose 8.5 by 11 here, which is letter. Make sure that you are portrait instead of landscape. So choose portrait and that your resolution is 8.5 by 11 at 300 resolution. All right, so here we go. Create. And here is your project. Now, what we're going to do and what I need you to do is go to the internet and I want you to search for a nice sugar skull. I've found one here. I kind of like it. It's real easy, real simple. Now, don't worry about the stuff inside because I'm going to show you how to make your own decorations, and we're not going to really do what's on this. So after you get your search done and you find one that you like, I want you to right click and copy on the or copy the image. Then after you've copied it, I want you to go back to Photoshop and go to edit and paste. Now, here it is. It's not that big, but that's okay. We only need it for one reason, and that is to trace. All I want from this baby is the outline. I love the outline on this. It's nice and simple. It's got some smooth curves to it, and it's going to be perfect as our background or the basis of our skull. And how we're going to do this is using the pen tool. The pen tool is probably easiest and fastest, especially once you get used to it, to create our own background, our own trace of the skull. I don't want you to use any kind of selection tools. I want you to practice using the pen tool. We need to get good at this. So right here, I make sure that I've got my pen tool selected. And up here, instead of shape, I'm going to go to path. After that, I'm going to go ahead and start tracing around. I'm going to start with a nice little pull on the drag bars here and work my way around the sugar skull. Make sure you use Alt to change the direction for your next curve on the drag bars. And that way you will have a nice looking sugar skull when you're done here. Okay, and we are done. Now that I've traced it, I can change any little imperfections using my direct selection tool right here. It is the white arrow, and it's 2 jumps below the pen tool. And you'll see there are 2 of them. One's the path selection tool and one's the direct selection tool. That's the one we're going to use. Click on the anchors that need a little revising and just pull those drag handles so that this piece looks just right. You want it to fit the look of the sugar skull the best way you can. All right, so now that I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and move this one. I'm going to right click now and choose Make Selection. And I don't need any kind of feather on this. I just want a nice selection. Click OK, and now we have our marching ants all the way around it. I'm going to turn this off now, and you can totally see, nice set of marching ants. I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to fill with black. And I do have a good reason for doing this. So I'm going to fill with black by doing Alt Backspace. You remember you use Alt Backspace to fill with your foreground color, and there you have it. This is the foundation for our sugar skull. Now I'm going to create another layer. This time I'm going to fill it with white. You might ask yourself why. Well, because, let me deselect real quick. Because I want it to look like it's got a nice outline without having to create an outline. So now that I've created a white identical skull on top of the black one, I'm going to push Control T, and I'm going to shrink it by pushing Alt and Shift at the same. I'm sorry, by pushing Alt while going in from one of the corners. Don't use Shift, just use Alt. And I'm going to bring it in. Now, it looks a little more organic because it's not a perfect shrink or downsize. It's thicker in some areas, thinner in others, and it has a real organic look to it. And if there's something I don't like, I can go back and change it without having to change the whole thing. And if I wanted to, I could lock it to where it won't move or anything, but don't worry about that. Right now, once you've gotten this far, you are well on the way to decorating your sugar skull. Okay, so now that we've done that, we need to move on to starting to decorate this awesome sugar skull that we've started. Now, the original sugar skull that we've got, you can delete it or get rid of it. I'm just going to leave it here for now. It's not hurting anyone. And I've got my 2 layers here. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new layer. And we're going to start creating the eyes. To make the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and zoom into this corner because this is where I'm going to do my work. I'm going to start off with my elliptical marquee tool. And what I'm going to do is create kind of an oval that's long. And as you've seen in the past, we have used selections and then filled them with color. Well, in this case, that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, I'm going to stick to black and white, but you can choose whatever colors you want for yours. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fill this with black by using Alt Backspace. And remember, it's in its own layer here. And I'm going to deselect that, and I don't need to make any more. That's the only one I need. Now, what I'm going to do is duplicate this by pushing Control-J. Now that I've used Control-J, I notice that I've got them on top of each other. If I move it over, you can see it's under there. But it's not doing me any good like that. I need to use Control-T to free transform. And I'm going to rotate this puppy so that it is 90 degrees. So the way to do that, the easiest way to do that, is to just rotate while holding the Shift button, and it snaps 15 degrees at a time till it gets to this point. Now that we've come here, I don't want to move it anymore. This is what I like. This is what I want. I've got my 2 layers right here. And if you want, you can even give them a name. Let's say I call this petal. And I can call this petal 2. Or just, there you go. All right, but here's the deal. I'm going to merge it down. So now I've got another petal. What I'm going to do is repeat this process. I'm going to do Control-J. Now I've got 2 of them. Let me make this larger. Maybe you can see it better. There you go. So now I've got 2 of them here. And what I want you to do is repeat the process of Control-T, and then while holding Shift, turn it so that it looks like this. So now it filled the gap in between the other petals. Now that I've got this the way I want it, I'm going to merge down. And I like it a lot. So I'm going to do it one more time. Control-J, Control-T. But this time I'm not going to use my, my Shift. I'm just going to turn it until I think it looks good, which is about right there. Once I'm done, I accept my changes on my free transform. And now I can right-click and merge down. And I've got one solid piece that is the basis for the eye. Now we're going to decorate this a couple of ways. The first way that I'm going to do, and this is the next technique that I'm showing you, is to select everything that's here. I'm going to select this new shape, the flower shape, by holding Control and clicking in the thumbnail picture. When I click in the thumbnail picture, it selects all the pixels in that layer. And the only pixels we have in that layer is this flower, so there you go. What I'm going to do now is start a new layer. This time, I'm going to fill it with white, just like we did with the skull. So I'm going to fill it with white by pushing Control Backspace, and yes, it looks like it disappears, but it's still there. I'm going to do Control-T, and I'm going to hold Alt while I click on this corner and shrink it in a bit. Wow, it's starting to take shape. It's starting to look a little bit prettier. So now I'm going to repeat the process 2 more times. I'm going to Control-click here, So there's my selection. I'm going to start a new layer, fill it with black, deselect, Control T, and using my Alt button while I shrink it in, I now have another layer of color here. All right, so one more time, just because. Control click to select, new layer, fill with white, deselect, Control T, and while holding Alt, shrinking it once more. All right, so now we are cooking with gas. I love this. This is looking really nice. Okay, so now, let's see. Redo. Sorry about that. Click the wrong button. So now that we've got this much, I'm going to go ahead and merge all these together by clicking merge down, and one last time so that this is now all one piece. See, when I move it, it all moves together. Next thing that I have to do is get my elliptical tool, and I'm going to just draw a circle here inside, and I might as well start a new layer so that it makes sure that it's centered. I'm going to fill it with black, and now I've got the center for my eye. I'm going to use this to make sure it's centered, and that does look good. I can select both of, I can select this and this by either clicking, shift clicking on these two layers or not, and I can use both the align horizontal and the align vertical and make sure that it's on. And I'll tell you what, it worked just fine. Looks like I got it right the first time. After I'm sure that it's right, I can right click and merge down. Now I have the eyes. All right, so I'm going to put one eye here. And guess what? We did all that work to create it. I'm not going to make another one. I'm just going to duplicate it. Do Control J. And I'm going to move it while holding the shift button so it slides over vertically. And it is now perfectly lined up, and I have a really good eye for my sugar skull. Okay, so now that I've got this done, and I kind of like the way it is, I'm not willing to merge them together just yet because I want to be able to move them around later. So, yeah, I like it the way it looks for now. All right, I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to give this baby a nose. I'm going to use the nose by create the nose by using my shapes tool. So if I long click on the shapes button, I'm going to find where the ellipse tool is, and while using the ellipse tool, I'm just going to create an oval. Now this oval, it looks kind of weird right now because it doesn't look at anything like a sugar skull nose, but with a little bit of adjusting and tweaking or customizing using this direct selection tool, I can create the perfect shape. So I'm going to take the direct selection tool and click on this bottom anchor, and you'll know it's the only one selected because it's the only one that's blue. And you can see it's got its drag bars showing. The others are all white. So now I'm going to pull this baby up and pull it past the halfway point. If you wanted to go straight without wavering side to side, you can push shift. And there we have it. A little bit past the halfway mark. And now I'm going to take the top anchor and I'm going to stretch that up a bit. And remember to use shift so it goes up in a straight line. Now I have got my nose. So it's riding a little high there. But that is a really good nose. So now I've got my sugar skull nose. I'm not going to do anything else with it. I like the way it looks there. Okay, so once you get to this point, this is pretty much where you want to stop, because from here on out, the next things we're gonna work on are some more decorations for the top of the skull, and we're gonna do the teeth. And the teeth is a whole video by themselves. So once you get this far, be sure to pause and work on it. Take your time. Then move on to the next video, which is called Sugar Skull Teeth. All right, little G's. It's a work in progress, so good luck.